There's an 8th mile drag strip in Milan, Michigan known as Durana Dragway. This weekend, it plays host to one of the biggest events on the IHRA calendar. It's the IHRA Outlaw Pro Mod Nationals. And as part of this exciting weekend, it's the 64-car top bulb shootout. Hey everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside my good buddies Ken Stout and Tommy Johnson Jr. And this is going to be a lot of fun, Ken, because we get to play too.
Yeah, double header for them. So they'll come out here, they'll get one practice lap, and then they'll go racing on Friday and then do the same thing again on Saturday. They call it top bulb racing because they have a delay box inside of the car. It's the electronics. A lot of tracks will call it box racing, but basically when the top bulb comes on the tree after they've staged the car, they'll let their finger off of the button, and then they have a delay built into that box, and once that third bulb comes on, it'll launch the car. They are extremely good with these boxes to the point that if they let their finger off the button, they feel like they did it too quick, they can put some time back in. Or if they feel like they were slow, they can take some time out. It's incredible how good they are.
Yeah, these are the best in the business of bracket racing. You got to know your race car. You have to know what your car is going to run, and you've got to do your job on the starting line. It's going to be an outstanding show, and it's a time for these guys to shine in the spotlight.
Yeah, you know, I mean, sorry, Ralph. I want to talk about this just for a second more because these competitors will be 00 at the starting line. They'll be dead on at the finish line. We're talking about packages of 5, 6, 7 thousandths package that will win a race here. It is absolutely brutal racing.
Okay, you got me fired up. Let's get to the action. Let's head to the PA announcers here at Durana Dragway. This little Dodge over here.
One of those top sportsman cars. It's naturally aspirated, should jump into the Mountain Motor Pro Stock race.
It reminds me of like the old Ronnie Sox or
Yeah.
Billy the Kid back in the day
Yeah.
when they had the Pro Stock cars. That's good looking. Billy the Kid, Billy Step Kid, or what it was called, yeah.
That little Dodge Colt.
Yep.
.596 to dial in for Corey Blackford and that Dodge Colt, and goes over just as he should with a 006 reaction time. Had a 42 thousandths head start, or advantage, I should say, at the starting line. Really nice job to pick up the win and go to the next round.
So Ridnour going to leave out a half a second ahead and see if Stone can run him down. And they're 12 and 10. Yeah, they're 12 and 10 on the starting line. Ridnour was 12, goes dead 9. Stone was 10 and went 15th thou above. And Ridnour gets to the finish line by 3 thousandths of a second. So Chuck Ridnour taking the 63 Corvette on to the next round. I know it's one of your favorites over there, Tony Youssef. Absolutely beautiful 67 Chevy Nova on the right side of the racetrack, and I'm a Ford guy through and through, Chad. I've tried to keep my mouth shut.
It's okay.
I can't do it anymore.
But
I'm going to say that is one beautiful car.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? But the world has to have Ford guys and Chevrolet guys and Mopar guys, or it'd be real boring.
Yeah, otherwise we got nothing to fight about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yusuf is 16 on the tree, goes 520 for the win. Tyler Schneider in his dragster was a little tardy on the starting line. Not enough room to get around Yusuf. Went 465 on the 463, but that reaction time was death. All right, Jeff Hura over on the right side out of Collins, Ohio, down 478. And just a little quicker, going to be Brandon Wack. 2015 dragster, 632 Sniper X setup on that machine. 466 dial in, so just 100th separate them on the starting line. Let's see if that 100th holds true. They were real tight on the starting line. Hura is 007, goes 480 with A4. Wack was 16 up front and goes 465 with a 9 and a 7 behind that on the 466. Broke out by 0.0003.
Wow.
Took 15 thou at the stripe and needed to take 14.5 thou at the stripe. Good grief, what a race that was. Scott Seibel and Connor Jensen. Jensen in this beautiful Malibu SS on the left side, and Seibel. Wheel stander there, the 87 Mustang out of Petersburg, Michigan, with small block Ford power.
Yeah, that 65 Chevelle over here in the left lane. And that 87 Mustang over there in the right lane, that Fox body with a Ford under the hood. Both of them wheels up launch. I got to give it to the Fox body with the bigger wheel stand.
Yes, but he did not have the better reaction time.
He did not, and he tried to take the stripe too, and he got out there and broke out.
Yep.
By 9 thou.
Mathematically ineligible.
Yes.
He did not get to the stripe first and still broke out. So, yep, that's not where you wanted to be. But it was pretty when it left, no doubt.
It was.
Kara Jo Brink and Jason Richardson. I believe Frank got beat in the earlier in this round. So Kara Jo going to see if she can keep the Brink dreams alive over there. Left side, Jason Richardson, the Lawrence Motorsports machine out of Walton, Kentucky. And Kara Jo goes 470 on the 469 dial in and moves on to the next round.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to Durana Dragway. Welcome back to Durana Dragway. Let's get back to the racing action.
So Kara Jo is 26 up front and Richardson was not. And Kara Jo goes 470 on the 469 dial in and moves on to the next round. Kirby McClendon and Joe Chicolo. Joe Chicolo, 556 for the Camaro. Kirby is 17 on the tree and goes one above 423. On the 422 dial in and 17 up front, and that made Chicolo mathematically eliminated. 49 up front went 557. But McLennan was 27 total, and that's no room. Shanna Stone in the S10, and Goebel over here out of Port Ohio, the 2024 Blown Dragster. Little starting line advantage for Goebel, and he takes the finish line by 9 thousandths of a second. So Chris Goebel moving on. Shanna Stone, not great on the starting line. Not bad, but not great. Not good enough to move on. Michael Gramlich and Jason Jensen. Jensen over here on the left side in the dragster. Right side, Michael Gramlich in that G-Body 2019 and 78 Chevy Malibu with a big block. $595 the dial for the Malibus, $452 for the dragster on the left side. There they go. Does not matter what Jensen does. Gramlich is 42 red. Jensen was 10 on the tree. Goes 453-1 on the 452. That is a 21,000 total package there for Jensen. Was definitely ready to race, but Gramlich throws it away on the let go. Goes 49 red up front. Cody Height and Jacob McNeil. McNeil, you know, is running Pro Mod. And Cody Height put down a phenomenal pass in that G-Body Malibu. Dialed 638 in the first round. Was nearly perfect on that pass. What a good round there for Height. So McNeil's going to have a handful, but McNeil is tough. Boy, Cody Height going to be sad on that one. He's 004 red, and McNeil was 65 on the other side. So Cody Height out in round number 2 on the old red bulb. Jacob McNeil goes dead on with a 7, but 65 on the tree. He was there for the taking, but Height let go 4 thousandths too soon. Shelly Elrod and Ryan Sparks. Elrod in that really good-looking little 1962 Chevy 2 over there. Left side, Ryan Sparks, Rochester, Michigan, 2021. Par Racing Engines power there for Sparks. Dialed at 438. Sparks is 007 on the tree and nowhere to go for Elrod. Sparks was 007, 441. Elrod was 46 up front, and there's nothing to work with when your competitor is 007 and you're 47. So Ryan Sparks moving on to the next round. Next pair up, Jacob Nahori. In that dragster on the right side, dialed 5 flat. It's got a 464 big block Chevy in it. And how about what a cool looking car here, the AMX of David Buys. Buys out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. 1969 AMX, dialing at 581, cool car. It was cool, but it was too soon, Junior. 004 red for Bice. And since he went first and goes red first, that means David Bice and his AMX is out here in round number 2. Jim Nahori left too soon, but it didn't matter as Bice was already red. The cherry under the tree is nothing you ever want when you are out here racing. Todd Zeller and Jim Laney. Laney, the Steel Horse 1967 Mustang. Big block forward power, 509 cubic inches, dialing at 583. A second and a half quicker, Todd Zeller with the Copo blown LS engine on that dragster. I've never seen that combo before, and it is cool. The starting line advantage went to Jim Laney. He was 12 up front, 585. Zeller was 27, but goes under. Takes the finish line by 200 and breaks out by 11. So he got there, but took too much at the finish line, goes under the dial in. And Jim Laney moving the Steel Horse on to round number 3. Jamie Elrod and Brittany Ulmer. Ulmer, the American Race Cars machine, with 468 inches of power on the left side. Down 471. Just a hair quicker, down at 465. Out of Lima, Ohio, Jamie Elrod, the 2006 Pontiac headed dragster. And that's about the third or fourth time I've seen that so far today. Brittany Ulmer, not by Brittany Ulmer every time, but on my screen. Red by 7/10,000ths of a second for Ulmer. So Jamie Elrod moving on to round number 3 as Brittany Ulmer goes .0007 on the tree. And that is a heartbreaker for Ulmer and a gift for Elrod.
Stay right here. IHRA competition coming right back from Durana Dragway. The next pair are staged up here at Durana Dragway. Let's go racing.
Down to 16 cars and $10,000 to win on the line. We've got the Hillbilly Duster. Crew Chief Mindy, I bet that's the one back here with the camera. Billy Howard, St. Clair, Michigan, 493-inch big block Chrysler, dialed 623 for the Duster. The Overkill machine out of Bradenton, Florida, Troy Williams, dialed at 470. Boy, there's only 6 thou apart on the starting line, and the dragster gets the win as Howard. You heard me say earlier, hide the razor blades. Billy Howard broke out by 1/10,000th of a second. So Billy Howard gonna be back at the trailer. I'm glad I'm not standing there when he looks at the time slip. Jacob Nahori and Jeff Hura, pair of long cars, dragsters. 502 the dial in over on the left side of the racetrack. 479 for Collins on the right side. Pasadena, Maryland for Nahori. And Collins, Ohio for Hura over there on the right side of the racetrack. Big time hole shot advantage for Nahori. Hura just missed the tree. I'm just going to call it what it was. Hura was only 0.003 over his dial-in and still did not get there first. Nahori was 11 on the tree, goes 505 on the 502, and Jacob Nahori moves down to 8 cars. Kirby McLennan and Connor Jensen. Jensen, the Malibu. McLennan, the dragster on the right side. Blower sitting atop the 604 big block. Down 422 for the dragster, 2 seconds ahead. Jensen was 14 on the tree. Wow, and goes dead on with a 0. McLennan was dead on with an 8. 22 up front, dead 8, and just in the way. As Connor Jensen was 14 up front, dead 0. Joe Brink and Ryan Sparks. Sparks down 438 with the Power Racing engine on the left side. Right side, Bullseye Firearms Gun Vault, 468. The dial in over there for Brink. Boy, and there is another heartbreaker. Ryan Sparks is 4 thousandths red. Brink goes 469 on the 468. But Ryan Sparks going to be kicking himself going 4 thou red. Tony Youssef and Chris Goebel. Goebel in the dragster on the right side. Youssef in that tangerine orange 1967 Nova. And my friend Chad Reynolds has gone out into the pits. He's trying to get some intel to see what is going on with repairs and things like that as we get closer and closer to final round of qualifying for our pro modified shootout. There's another one. Goebel is 002 red. Tony Youssef down to 8 cars in the shootout. And I guess Jacob McNeil made the call, because there he is. In the Road Warrior FTI dragster on the right side, down 461. Left side, Jason Jensen. Vicksburg, Michigan, 2015 dragster, dialing it 453. Ooh, baby. 001 and a 009. And the 001 was Jacob McNeil on the tree. Takes the stripe by 19 thousandths of a second. Jacob McNeil was 001, 463.3. Jason Jensen was 009, 454.6 on the 453. So McNeil tightened up the finish line to take it by 1,000th of a second. And there's Jamie Elrod and Chuck Rittenauer. Rittenauer in the Corvette, Elrod in the dragster. 467 to a 515 of Rittenauer. There goes Rittenauer in. They were kind of waiting there, it looked like. Elrod with a little bit of a starting line advantage, 14 up front, 469.2. Rittenauer was 29 up front and goes under by 28 10,000ths of a second. And Jamie Elrod moving on to 8 cars. The Steel Horse, look at this classic car matchup right here. 72 Dodge Colt for Corey Blackford and the 67 Mustang of Jim Laney. Mr. Jimmy over there in the Steel Horse with 509 inches of big block Ford. Blackford, 440 cubic inches of Chrysler power, dialed 599 to the 584 of Laney. It appears nobody wants to light the stage bulb. There goes Laney in, and Blackford right behind. Jim Laney is right on top of that Colt. 11 up front, made up basically the difference in the dial-in right on the hit. It was 11 up front, 584 with a 5 on the 584. So dead nuts on with a 5 for Jim Laney. Corey Blackford in the Colt out in round number 2.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to Durana Dragway. Welcome back to Durana Dragway. Let's get back to the racing action.
As IHRA continues to just blow us away with improvements that seem to be never ending. So we're down to 8. $10,000 on the line. And our first pair up going to be Troy Williams over there on the right side out of Bradenton. Out of Pasadena, Maryland, Jacob Nahori, 503 the dial in over here on the left side for the AT Performance Dragster, and the right side, 474. And Nahori knocks it red. He's 26 red, so it wasn't 001 red. Troy Williams was 007 on the tree, 471 on that 474, so carrying a couple numbers. But getting it done on the front side as Troy Williams moves on to the final 4. Carriage O'Brink out of Pennsylvania on the right side in that dragster. Left side, the beautiful Malibu SS, dialed 603 for Connor Jensen. Brank in, here comes Jensen, away goes Jensen. 4 thousandths separate him on the starting line. The win light shines for the dragster of Carriage O'Brink. Got to the finish line 7 thousandths ahead of Jensen. Was 18 up front, 468 with a 7 on the 468 dial-in. Connor Jensen put together a heck of a pass, but just wasn't good enough. Carriage O'Brink moving on to the final 4. Tony Youssef, 67 Nova on the right side of the racetrack with 598 cubic inches of big block Chevrolet and dialing it 519. Left side, Lima, Ohio's Jamie Elrod. Elrod down 468 in the dragster over here on the left side with ATM Innovations on the side of it. Gonna leave a half a second behind Youssef. We will see if they can get him at the big end. Oh, Jamie with the whole shot and Jamie with the win. Down to 4 cars for Elrod. 11 on the tree, 469. 1 on that 468 dial-in. Youssef was 47 up front, and you're just not going to get it done when you get down to this level here near the end. So Elrod moves on to the semifinals. Mr. Jimmy, the 67 big block Mustang on the left side of the racetrack, and Jacob McNeil. 462 the dial in there for McNeil, and he's going to have to park that one and then go get in the Pro Mod. So McNeil over on the right side out of Gilmer, Texas. Laney out of Port Ohio in the Mustang. And Mr. Jimmy goes 0, 0, 0, 5 red. 5 10,000ths of a second red for Jim Laney. McNeil was red also, but as the quicker car does not matter. Jim Laney says, do not talk to me for the rest of the night. So that wraps up our 64. We're down to 4 cars. So 4 cars left in the running for that $10,000 to win purse.
Lex and Gerda June, you guys are one of the many drag racing couples out here, but what makes you unique is that, Gerda, you are probably one of the few, if not the only, Top Fuel woman crew chief, and your husband is the driver here. So before we get into all the racing stuff, I want to hear how you two met.
So we met in Germany at the Hockenheim Ring. There was a big drag race, FIA race going on over there. I was with a different race team. Ran into a photographer that I knew from other races. He was talking to him. We looked at each other and it was love at first sight. And ever since then, we've been together. Been a couple of years.
2001.
Yep, right before 9/11. I'll never forget that one.
Okay, now shifting gears a little bit, I want you both to tell me your drag racing background because I know you guys are very accomplished over in Europe.
I started when I was 17, 18 years old, and there was no drag racing in the Netherlands because I'm from Amsterdam, Netherlands. And I always loved American cars from I was 4 or 5 years old. I always loved American cars. And I never really understand why people love nitro racing because I think, yeah, well, until I sat in a fuel funny car and I don't know, it does something to you. We bought our first fuel funny car that did not end really well. Did not know a lot about it. Hired some people to help us. Did not work out. I almost was killed in a bad fire. And then she said, well, I don't know what you want to do, but no funny cars anymore.
Yeah.
And I think,
Put an end to that.
Yep. So what do you do? So in 04, we did a rental deal with Top Fuel Dragster. We had a sponsor that wanted to sponsor 5 races in Europe. So we went there, did that, learned a lot, what not to do. And then the sponsor told us, we want to do this, but then you need to own your own car. So we bought our own Top Fuel Dragster in 05. Well, we bought it in 04, the end of 04, from David Baca here in the US. And then we started campaigning that in 05. And in 05, we won our first FIA Top Fuel Championship. And that's one of the reasons I know when we have good equipment, we can win races and we can win championships. 07, 08, we were runner-up. And yeah, what happened then is we always traveled to the US every year. And in 09, we were able to race here. First time ever. That was a big dream. And this is still the same car we bought in 04.
Wow.
This car is from 1999.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, we are the only ones As far as I know, at least here in the U.S., it's running a race, a top fuel car from the previous century.
Let's let Gerda talk a little bit. I want you to tell us if you always wanted to be a crew chief and that's what you aspired to do.
So if you look deep inside my heart, no.
Okay.
I never thought that I would be where I am now. I never thought I was good enough. But because of our every now and then racing, he needed somebody that he could trust to start up that race car, to make all the numbers work. And I had a couple of really good teachers. I was very privileged to talk to Lee Beard whenever I want.
Oh, wow.
Lance Larson, who is next door, he taught me a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because he helped us out for a season. And he was always behind me, like, okay, you do it. If something goes wrong, I'll help you out. I'll let you know. But you do it and you learn it. Right now, we get a lot of help from Rob Flynn, who's the first crew chief who tuned 300 miles an hour at the 8th.
Yes.
So I feel very privileged. I always say, I call him my help desk.
I love that.
1-800, call Rob.
Yes.
Did I think I would ever be here? No, absolutely not. But it works out, and I'm a numbers person. I always say I tune the race car with an Excel sheet. He does it with looking at the parts, and I think that's the perfect combination for the two of us.
I think so.
Because he does not want to do what I do, and I do not want to do what he does. Probably keeps the marriage good as well.
Yes. Yeah. So it works out for the both of you. Are you ever worried when Lex drives the car?
Every second when we leave the shop until we get back home.
Really?
I don't eat all weekend.
Oh my gosh.
No, it does not eat. It comes out bad. Let me put it that way. I'm always worried because every run that he makes on the racetrack could be his last run. And I'm kind of a control freak, and I cannot control everything that happens on that race car. I cannot check every nut and bolt to make sure that it's all tight. You got to trust your people. This weekend, we have a great group of guys around us. So I got all the faith in the world that my biggest priority is keep my driver safe. I don't care about the number on the board.
Right.
As long as by Sunday night, my truck and trailer and hauler, everything is back in the shop, that's my happy place.
Thank you guys for sitting down with me. I appreciate it. I think we've covered everything unless there's something else you want to add.
No, I think you did good.
Thank you. No, you guys did good. I loved it. Well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to Durana Dragway. Welcome back to Durana Dragway. Let's get back to the racing action.
All right, we're going to go into the semifinals here for the top bulb shootout. Dial-ins here really close together. Inside lane, near lane will leave just a little bit before, if they do their job right. Most certainly, if you've made it this far in this category, you know how to do your job. 471 dial in to a 4.67 dial in. 4.71, 4.67 in the far lane. Kara Jo Frank in the far lane. And don't want to give away reaction times until these races are over, but the advantage was in the near lane for Troy Williams Jr., an 013 light to an 027 for Kara Jo. But Kara Jo runs dead on the dial-in with a 9 and takes the win by 4 thousandths of a second. The better reaction time to Troy Williams, but he goes plus 028, and that was the difference at the finish line. $36,000 package wins this one.
Yeah, and you can hear somebody down there whopping the throttle a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure he didn't whop it one too many times and give up the finish line.
Right. So easy to do. I mean, we are splitting hairs here at the other end. It doesn't take much to give it back. 4.67 to dial in here for Jamie Elrod. Jamie Elrod, part of that magical Elrod winning family. And Jacob McNeil in the far lane. 4.67 second dial in for Jamie in the near lane. Jacob with a 4.60 dial in. We'll have to wait for 0.07 of a second. Semifinals here for the 64-car top bulb shootout. This one's over. 4 thousandths too quick for Jacob McNeil at the starting line. Ends it. Jamie Elrod goes to the final round.
Boy, the girls are beating them up.
And she won here a couple of weeks ago.
At Columbus.
Or was it Columbus?
Yes, Columbus won quick rod. So she's having a good year, and we're going to have 2 girls go at it in the final.
031 light and goes plus 012.
And she looked pretty pumped about that, too.
She was excited.
Kara Jo, how does an all-girls final sound to you?
This is awesome. This is what we've always wanted. There's so many of us girls that end up having to race each other, and we always say we want it to be an all-girl final, and it's finally happened. This is cool.
You got your dream come true. Now, what is it going to be like going up against Jamie? She's a pretty tough competitor.
Definitely a tough competitor, and this is her track. So she's done very well here. So this will be an interesting final, but nonetheless, this is really cool for us to both be in it. So I'm excited.
Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing that final between you two.
Big smile on her face, and rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
Staging lanes are empty for now.
Yeah, I think that's all that's left, the final round of that. So
still have the final. Do we have the final in Top Sportsman?
No, they were just qualifying, I think. They run tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Qualifying's over, and they're going to race tomorrow. Only the top bulb cars ran today for a race and tomorrow race.
It's been a really good day performance-wise. Obviously, we weren't racing in our top categories. We'll save that for tomorrow. But performance-wise, it's been stunning.
And once again, let's go up to Kay Banks.
Jamie Elrod, now you're about to turn it back around, go right back up there for the finals. What is going through your mind right now, knowing that you could win $10,000?
We just talked about this in the staging lanes. I was like, he's not allowed to have 2 cars in the finals. Hell no. I said, let's just make this an all-girl thing real quick. So we're going to have some girl-on-girl action real quick.
You'll heard it right here, coming up soon. Congratulations.
They're feisty. Good stuff. 2 tough competitors. I mean, such a brutal category. So it's been a good night for sure. We have one more race to go. Just looking at the dial-ins on the board already. How about a heads-up race? Oh, it's not a heads-up to the finish line, but 4.67, 4.67. So after all of those cars, you get 2 cars, both of them women, with the identical dial-in. What are the chances?
Yeah, rolling up here this round, too, for the final. Pretty confident that's what they're going to run because neither one of them changed from the semifinals.
Jamie Elrod in the near lane, Kara Jo Brink in the far lane. Wilson Racing Engines, 632 cubic inch, big block Chevrolet for Kara Jo. Bullseye Firearms, Gun Vault sponsoring that particular car. 632 cubic inch Pontiac for Jamie.
Somebody about to make a little history here, right? Is the winner of this first time all-women's final.
I'm not sure that. What do you think, Dave? It is not. Yeah, no. I don't think it's the first all-women's final here.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
First today.
First today.
It is a first today. It's the first this weekend.
Yeah.
And is it Friday or Saturday?
Great drag. Great drag race here for Kara Jo as she puts one together. Unfortunately for Jamie, she missed it a bunch at the starting line. 0.244 the reaction time for Jamie, and they will slay you here in this category at that rate. An 0.22 light for Kara Jo, and puts a 471 on the board on that 467. Definitely backed out of it and did what she needed to do to grab the win here. Congratulations to Kara Jo Brink.
Just in time for the boom booms.
Fireworks being set off here.
Last time they set them off here, it was in the rain a couple weeks ago, so a whole lot better show tonight.
Another look at it here. Keep in mind, they should have left at the same time. And a physical difference there. Right lane leaving much, much sooner.
Just something that threw Jamie off. I mean, that's very unusual for her. She's really good on the tree, and just a little something in the final threw her off a little bit.
Okay, you can go give the trophy. Kara Jo Brink, you knew it was going to be a tough battle, but hey, how crucial is that reaction time? We just saw right there.
It's everything. It's everything. And you try to slow yourself down and try not to get too excited and just take your time and not mess it up. So that was it.
How do you calm yourself on the line?
Usually deep breaths and just say, come on, Jesus.
Now, you just won an Ironman, but you also won $10,000. How excited are you? What are you feeling emotionally right now?
I finally beat my husband at the amount of winnings in one race. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have really good bragging rights, and my Ironman is bigger than his, I think.
Well, congratulations, Kara Jo. You are an Iron Woman after that race.
I've always heard it's not about the size, so it's just the fact that she won the Ironman, and that's what matters here tonight.
And she has a shot to come back and double up and win another one tomorrow.
That'll close things up here at Durana Dragway. For Kayla, Sarah, Kristen, TJ, and Ken, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from the IHRA.